Oshio, how's everything going? Well, I'm going to give you kind of several reports. The other day, Monday of this month, I had to stop and think there for a minute. We had, actually it was Sunday night, and we had, at 10:30 p.m. Central Time, BoBo disappeared. My mother took him out to go potty, and next thing you know, he disappeared. She called, and she didn't get no sleep. And, it was unlike him, because he's never wandered, never. For years he stayed around, but all of a sudden he disappeared, and he's been fixed and all that kind of stuff, right? So, I'm worried. That's my buddy, that's my friend. And I was so worried. I had actually thought the worst had happened to him. But anyway, we had a search party going out looking for him, and covered the woods and all around and asking people things, about him, and turned around. I have a few clips. I'm going to do a somewhat humorous video on it, but I was out looking for him. Turned around that, this is in the heat of the day. It's hot, right? Really hot. Well, I say heat of the day. It was really hot. Felt like the heat of the day. So I'm out there, and my back and legs and stuff just ain't very good on it, but I was willing to do that to go find him. And turn around, I could hear off in the distance someone calling me. It was my brother Chet, and then turn around, as I get closer and closer, I find out that they found him. So when I got back home, guess what? He was under the house. And there was really no way for him. There was room for a small cat to get under there, but not for him. But he was under there. Huh? Well, I'm thankful he was found, and he's okay. Alright, now a report about Pop. Well, his, I guess you'd say he's not what you call none the worse and none the better. But overall, God has been good to him. And, let's see, Mom, my mother, she, she's been having trouble a lot with her back, more so than like usual, but remember her in your prayers. Okay, and Gimli. Let me tell you about Gimli. Well, actually, he'd been pretty good. We had took him in, right? Like I mentioned in my other videos and everything, that we had took him in and give him a home and everything, right? Well, obviously, he don't like a leash attached to his collar. If you ever been fishing and had a fish fight on the end of a line, that was the way that's the way he fights. And I'm afraid he was going to hurt himself, so we had a harness. He'll fight just a little bit with that, not a whole lot, but not enough where he could hurt himself. But he had never been to the vet, and we needed to find out if he had heartworms. We managed to give him his other shots and everything, but we didn't know if he had heartworms. So we took him, and he got his shots and everything. Not shots. There you go, old guy. No, he got his blood taken and everything. Turned out negative. He had nothing, which is so cool. But the thing was, he had a little struggle on getting him into the car. Now, getting him out was no problem, but getting him into the car. But he didn't freak out in the car. And he was pretty good. And then when we got to the vets, he was pretty good. Yeah. And let me move this camera here a little bit. Okay, now here's something I want to talk about. And this is, of course, it was just my opinion, my thoughts, my feelings on this. But, you know, see all these different countries against Israel and all this, and it just roofs me up. That's God's land over there. That's God's land. He had promised that to Abraham and his descendants. That is, not Ishmael, but to Isaac, or Isaac, or however you want to pronounce it. To all their descendants, and Jacob's descendants. It was all promised to them. Right? And the land was, called Israel. It wasn't called Palestine. It was some Roman dude, governor or leader or whatever. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm not good on those names, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, he did it as like a kind of as an added insult. And it always aggravates me, though, when people, I know they might mean well, and I understand that. But it aggravates me when I hear someone that's a brother or sister in Christ, or when I'm reading a book that's written supposed to be by a brother or sister in Christ, and they still refer to it as Palestine. That's an insult. It's Israel. It's Israel. Yeah. And there's not no such thing as Palestinians. Well, today, because everyone wants to be politically correct and all that kind of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, now mind you, I'm talking my thoughts and opinions there, and I'm giving you a report about the family and everything, you know. Now, I have a thought, and there ain't no reason why the fella should be watching this video. But if he should, I guess I would have this to say to him. Mr. President, here's the thing. Our government is getting involved in trying to break up the land of Israel. That's God's land. You're poking your finger in God's eye. Here's the thing. You're trying for so-called peace to separate and break up their land and give land that's not even belongs to anybody except to Israel. And yet, you're trying to give it to other people, outsiders, interlopers, should we say. You're breaking it up and giving it to them when it don't belong to them. It has never belonged to them. But here's the thing, Mr. President. Alright, with America's history and everything, and considering, now would, I can't change history. History is history. Now we all come today to think of this country as ours. But let's take a look on who was here first. The Native Americans. And it was stolen by force. And it was bad. I'm not talking about a blame game here. I'm just talking about history, okay? Alright, now, would America give back its land, or what is today considered America's land? Would you give back some of the states, or all the states, back to the Native American, the indigenous peoples of North America? Would you do it? Okay, Mr. President, alright, let me remind you that, and this is just trying to give food for thought.